It's very easy to feel like you need all the newest and best camera gear to take certain kind of photos, especially when you're just starting out. But I've got a different message for you. Hey fellow creatives, what is up? If you're new to the channel, I'm Khan. And up until now I've been an online marketeer for like 2 years. But right now I'm doing everything I possibly can to become a full-time content creator. And I'm taking you on this journey with me. So let's grow together as creators. Well-known photo and videographers have a very big influence on the life of beginning creators. And I feel like that they have a certain kind of responsibility towards them. But that's not always the case. And therefore I feel like it's my mission to make these kind of videos to save you some money and improve your skills first. And therefore I'm going to discuss 5 items you really don't need as a beginning photographer. Filters definitely have their place in photography and videography, but not in a beginner's backpack in my opinion. There are so many filters out there. You have a Pro Mist, you have a polarizer, you have an ND filter. Me myself, I've got a variable ND filter, and I also have a circular polarizer. And to be honest, I don't really use them that much. But are they a waste of money for me? No, not really, because I know that I'm going to shoot a lot of cars in the future, so a polarizer is useful to cut those reflections out. And an ND filter, is that a waste of money for me? No, not really, because as you see, I'm making YouTube videos right now, and very soon I'm going to take the camera outside to shoot YouTube videos, and therefore I need a variable ND filter. But I swear you guys, these don't come cheap, especially if you buy the ones from Polar Pro, for example. This variable ND cost me 300 euros. And this polarizer right here cost me 150 euros. So with this amount of money you can actually almost buy a camera body and 2 or 3 lenses, or 1, it depends. So just skip this in the beginning when you're just starting out. And if you really feel like you need these kind of filters, or you just want to test them out and experiment with them, go with the cheaper ones in the beginning. This right here is an Aperture ALMC. It's a mini RGB LED light, and as you can see, it gets very bright. I don't really think that you need this as a beginning photographer, because in the beginning you should focus more on your technique and your composition and other kind of stuff, and not on lighting. And I think that you can really use this money better for a better camera body or a better lens. This cost me 100 euros for example, and for 100 euros you can already buy certain kind of lenses. So just skip this one, or any kind of lighting in general. This right here is a gorilla pod. It sure as hell doesn't look like a gorilla. But this is basically just a mini tripod, and therefore I suggest that you go for a normal tripod. You can already get a decent tripod for 50 to 100 euros, and this is exactly the price that this cost me. This is the one that supports weight up until 3 kg. And this cost me 70 euro I think, but right now you can buy it for 50 euros. And then there's also one that supports weight up until 5 kg. And that one costs 100 euros. And then you also have this little ball head right here. And this enables you to switch positions more easily. But of course, this is also more expensive. And I haven't used this thing too much, to be honest, until I started doing YouTube. So if you feel like you need this thing for photography, I suggest that you just buy a tripod. Our photos and videos take up a lot of space, and we obviously need some hard drives, SD cards and so on to put our photos and videos on. But you really don't need to go for the most expensive SSDs or the super expensive SD cards with fast writing and reading speeds, because A while ago I was looking to buy a new hard drive, and I was looking at a Lacy DJI Copilot, I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong, and that was a hard drive with 2 terabytes of storage. And the benefit of using that one is that you could just take out your SD card from your camera and just put it in your hard drive. Then you just had to press a single button and then it would automatically back up your files from your SD card to your hard drive. And I thought that, that could really be useful, but I don't really need that kind of stuff. And the worst part of all is that you have to pay 300 freaking euros for a hard drive with a storage capacity of 2 terabytes. You can buy a Lacy hard drive from 5 terabytes for only 180 euros. So don't do stupid purchases like that. So you've got more than double storage for almost half the price. And don't even get me started on SD cards. The Sony TOF cards are really good. And the CF Express cards with high writing speeds that you need these days for the A7S III or the Canon R5. Don't buy these as a beginner. You don't need these. These also have their time and place, such as for the Canon R5 that shoots 8K RAW, or for the Sony A7 III with massive file sizes, but don't buy these as a beginner. I talked about this in another video before, you can check it out right here, but don't obsess over the newest camera bodies and the newest camera lenses. Just start out with a decent camera body and a decent prime lens or a zoom lens to check out what the possibilities are of shooting with that kind of camera body or lens. And only if you feel like you've outreached the potential of your camera and you feel like you know the camera's ins and out, only then you can think about buying a new camera. Or if you feel like you want to get into a certain kind of photography, such as portrait photography, and you want to buy an f/50 or an 85mm. And only do this if you can afford it. The reason I made this video is because I don't want you to spend money on gear you don't actually need. And I want to emphasize that skill is way more important than gear. So rather use the time that you spend on looking up what kind of gear that you want, looking up how you can improve your photography skills, such as improving your composition, improving your lighting, improving your photo editing. Skill over gear anytime, you guys. I'm 100% sure that if you give a beginner a very expensive camera with a lens of 3,000 euros, that he's gonna deliver worse images than you give a pro a cheap camera from 500 euros and a kit lens on it, that he's gonna deliver way better photos. So improve your skills first before you start splurging money on camera gear you don't actually need. And creators, that's it from me again today. If you think this video was valuable, please hit that like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see more valuable content like this in the future. Creators, see you in the next one. Gone out. Peace!